and welcome to an after-action report from Week 5 of the Cult of Larry Draft League Season 7 with me, GigaSaurusGames. This is an after-action report of my battle this week because I realized about two-thirds of the way through the battle that I had hit the pause button during my commentary to take care of something on my other monitor and never hit unpause, so I lost two-thirds of my recording. Instead, you'll get to hear a post-commentary of a match where I am 2-2 going in. So realistically, if I want to keep my playoff hopes alive, I probably need to win this match. To prep this week, in addition to my usual prep doc where I'm actually thinking about what I expect to come, what I'm going to use for each problem, I did also use a website link that Liger linked to me in the comments of the video a couple of weeks ago. That helps summarize things for you so you don't have to look them up and get check the speed tiers at a glance, see various useful moves, such as the fact that Mega Glade gets agility, which was something I was actually pretty concerned about in prep. And so what I expected my opponent to bring, because actually as I was looking at their team, I actually felt like a lot of their team didn't have amazing matchups against me, except for Mega Glade, which I didn't think I had a good answer to. So instead, I built Almamola to be a hard counter to Mega Glade, with max defense, max HP, max defense, plus defense nature, and then Play Rough and Aqua Jet to actually beat Glade one-on-one, even if it was running close combat. Was the theory, at least. We'll get to how it actually went in the match later, but beyond that, I felt like a lot of the Pokemon didn't have amazing matchups. I expected Terra Delphox to come. I was a little afraid about agility. Darkrai, you can see I thought might be Scarfed. I also thought Flygon might be Scarfed. I was expecting Mega Glade, Sylveon, maybe Petron, probably Suicune, probably Delphox is what I expected. Suicune I was really quite concerned about because I felt like it had a lot of bulk, which was pretty hard for my team to break, especially with how many special attackers I have. But the special attackers did also cause Petron to not come, instead Flygon came instead. And so I'm looking at the matchup, and I brought a Choice Scarf Lander, so I felt like I could probably lead. And you saw, of course, I mentioned in my prep doc, I thought Darkrai might be Scarfed, and I looked at this lead, and I said, maybe it's Scarfed. I think I'm okay with that, because then I get that information. So I leave my Choice Scarf Landers, but because of Flygon in the back, as well as Rotom to be immune to Earth Power, I didn't love Landorus, at least looking at it at the time. So I actually okay with losing it to get the information that's Choice Scarf, because now that I know that Choice Scarf, I can take advantage of it, go into Tapu Koko safely, and then I thought I was going to hit Flygon on the switch in. Instead, Delphox comes in. I look at this, I don't think this is also Choice Scarfed, except it turned out to be as I Volt Switch out on it. But now I know it's locking the Scorching Sands, it gives me a free switch into my Choice Specs, Booster Speed, Iron Jugulis. And now my opponent doesn't have a switch into this, except for Sylveon. And I'm running Choice Specs Flash Cannon, which I thought would be a 2-hit KO, but it turns out this is a pretty bulky Sylveon that my opponent is running this week. So instead, I go into Goodra, which is my dedicated counter. This is an Assault Vest Goodra with about 100 points in special defense, as well as some physical attack to make sure Heavy Slam kills things. So I go for Heavy Slam here. I feel like it hits most things pretty well. I do kind of forget Rotom exists. But the thing with Rotom is it can't really hurt me, as it Volt Switches out here, because it can't hurt me. And I'm running an uninvested Flamethrower, which is a 2-hit KO on a Rotom. But that also gave Mega Glade basically a free switch in, unfortunately. I don't have any good thing, so I go into my dedicated counter and Almamola here, which absorbs an Earthquake, which I've looked at and said, well, that's kind of interesting, but it probably means it's not going to stay in. So I'll go ahead and flip turn. Sylveon comes in, so I go right back to my counter in Goodra. And this is where things become a little interesting, as I recall. So Sylveon looks to see what I'm going to do. It knows I'm using Heavy Slam, so I'm pretty sure it's going to switch at this point. So I go for Dragon. I actually go for Dragon Tail to get some chip on whatever comes in. Turns out it was the Mega Glade, as the Delphox gets dragged in. We know this is a Choice Scarf Delphox, so it's not going to be able to do very much, even with the Super Scorching Sands. So instead I hit it with the other coverage move, because I'm running a lot of weird coverage this week. Including Earthquake, and some invested Earthquake Goodra, uninvested Flamethrower Goodra. I actually had an uninvested Iron Head in Tapu Koko to 2-hit KO Sylveon. Alamole I said was running Play Rough. And then Jugulus, I believe my last move was Hurricane, because it OHKOs a lot of that team. So in comes Flygon. I don't love what I'm locked in, Goodra being from Flygon, so I go in Incineroar. I think I'm going to take a hit here, but I think it goes for Sub, which is okay, because I went for Intimidate, and I brought Roar. Because during prep, I looked at the prep doc, and I noticed that they have... the prep doc reminded me that... where was it? Is it considered a disruption move? I didn't see it in setup. Well, wherever it is in here, something in here caused me to look at it and remember, oh yeah, Substitute is a move that exists. Maybe it was when I was prepping against Suicune, because the default calculator for Suicune, if I have it open, which I don't right now, turns out to be a Substitute Calm Mind Suicune. I looked at that and said, Dragon Tail is my answer to most setup Suicunes, which is why I'm running Dragon Tail on my Goodra. But I was a little concerned about Substitute when I saw it, when I thought of that. So I decided to put Roar on something which turned out to be Incineroar, because that's where I had the move slot. So I certainly have a lot of phasing going on this week, which is not amazing for a team without hazards. I actually was running Stealth Rock on on my Choice Scarfed Landorus to handle Skarmory's Sturdy, but Skarmory didn't end up coming. I was a little surprised, which kind of makes sense against a Tapu Koko team with Tapu Koko and Alolan Raichu, as well as some other stuff that is pretty good against it. So I Roar. Sylveon can't really hurt me. So I Parting Shot. Turns out I'm even faster than it, so I get to go into Goodra 100% safely. So here we go again. I'm going for Heavy Slam. And this time I look at it, and I think, as I recall, I decided to just go for Heavy Slam again. Because last time, of course, I showed that I went for a different move. So this time I get a kill on Sylveon. But this isn't a little unfortunate for what we're going to do later, because that brings in Glade, which now gets a free Wish. I'll go in Alomomola, as it reveals that it's running Drain Punch instead of Close Combat, which is actually good for me, mostly, because that means Alomomola can take the hit better, except it also means that it's not getting defense traps from Close Combat, and it's healing against the Play Rough, so now Play Rough actually is gonna have some trouble killing it. But on the other hand, I'm doing damage faster than it heals, and this one I'm gonna live another one, so I'm pretty sure I just go for another. As Rotom comes in, I get a little chip damage on it. Once again, I'm just gonna go into Goodra here, because this Rotom cannot hurt me. Oh, sorry, I went into Incineroar, actually. I guess because... I think what I thought to myself was Incineroar had mostly done its job, and maybe it was helpful against Darkrai, but I wanted to say switch it instead. I think in hindsight, I should have just gone into Goodra like normal, as we'll see later, because Goodra is just pretty reliable all the time. I go to Koko here. I say to myself, I'm probably fine losing Koko. I think... I get a lot of damage on the Mega Glade here, because I'm faster. I hit it with an Expert Belt boosted, actually, Dazzling Gleam, which gives me a free switch into Iron Jugulus, which is not booster speed. It's going to be faster than it. As I go for a Terra Dark Pulse, which 1-2 KOs basically everything on that team with Sylveon gone. But now Choice Scarf Darkrai gets to come in, and it is faster than me, even because it's Choice Scarfed. I actually decided to stay in here. I should have gone to Goodra in hindsight. This is one of the places where I think I made a big mistake. I should have gone to Goodra. Goodra's basically safe. I'm running AV. This can't hurt me. I expected Ice Beam. Turned out even went for Thunderbolt, so I would have been completely fine. As, unfortunately, Dragon Tail drags in Mega Glade, and I think this is where I also shouldn't have gone for Dragon Tail, because there's a good 50% chance of dragging in the Mega Glade that is a problem. I should have gone for probably Flamethrower, get the chip, or maybe even Heavy Slam, just hit the Darkrai in front of me. And now we're into Mega Glade versus Alomomola matchup. And we're going to be here for a little bit. I go for Play Rough, I chip the Rotom, Rotom is getting chipped down pretty well. It's got leftovers, but it has not revealed Pain Split. At this point, I'm actually looking at this, feel like my opponent has it because they have counters to everything I've got. But what I realized later on, as you'll see, and I'll speed up this part of the match because a lot stuff happens that's pretty samey for the next several turns. While my opponent Ellie, she has counters for everything I've got, I also have counters for everything that she has left. So it's really just a matter of managing the momentum, and and my Alomola is going to heal over time. And so that there is, I hit with Darkrai. I should have probably just Heavy Slammed it. I thought Mega Glade was going to come in. I was incorrect. In hindsight, it would have been good Heavy Slam the Mega Glade anyway. And this is where I make the other mistake. So that is where I revealed that I had Wish. I realized a turn too late that Mega Glade is beating me, but it is, at this point, it is doing damage faster to me than I am healing, and I'm not going to kill it in time or put it in Aqua Jet range. Except that before that Drain Punch, 2 Drain Punches before, I could live 2 more. I could have used Wish on turn 39, healed the end of turn 40, been over half now. I could use Wish again, and now Mega Glade's legitimately running out of Drain Punch pretty soon. And I think if I use Wish, remember that I have Wish, and I use it basically 1 turn earlier, I actually think that from there, Alomola beats Mega Glade, and then Goodra beats both Darkrai and Rotom in the back, because neither Darkrai you saw did 15%. Goodra has 40% health. Rotom's doing something in the range of 10%, maybe. So I live with 10% health. Goodra what kills both of them, but both things remaining with whatever move it chooses to go for. And so if Alomola wins this matchup, going for Wish a turn earlier and getting health, I actually think I pull this match out because I didn't realize, or more likely, I forgot that I had Wish and didn't think it through. Instead, Mega Glade gets to kill Alomola. I kill then it kills the Swing Goodra. I reveal that I brought Gooey as an emergency button for Mega Glade, but I needed Goodra too much for that Rotom, for that Darkrai, to let it die earlier. And unfortunately, that means I lose to my opponent, who played very well. This is a match where I think I think I'm actually somewhat happy with how the match went, aside from my playing, because I feel like with how close I actually got, I feel like I brought a well-prepared team. I'm getting better at team building, which has always been, in my opinion, my big weakness as a competitive battler. So I'm pretty happy with that, and if I was just a more stable player, because, and this is something I've known about myself for a long time, I am a very unstable player. Some days I play amazingly. Other days I forget that I have Wish. And that's just how it goes sometimes. And hopefully someday I will lick those habits and be a nice, stable, reliable player. But until then, congratulations to my opponent, Ellie. She absolutely deserves the win. She definitely played better than I did, quite clearly. Kills Lando early on, takes the free kill I give her on Jugulus that I shouldn't have given her. If I'd had it alive, it's an extra. It gives me more time for Regenerator on Alomola. That's why I really think that mattered. I think the number of times I let Incineroar, let Jugulus die was unfortunate for Alomola in the late game, because it meant that I had fewer things that I could switch into to trigger Regenerator, which would have been another way to heal and maintain the time against the Glade until I could run it out of Drain Punches and wear down the team. And so Ellie takes the win, and hopefully next week I will actually remember to record my match like I always mean to. And until then, I hope you all enjoyed a post commentary from me for once, because of my forgetfulness. And until next time, when maybe I'll pull back up to 50%. This is my GigaSaurusGames signing out. Bye.